Rick Morris to the broadcast. How are you, Rick?
Going well, Matthew. Looking forward to this game, actually, because got a good look at Dandenong last week, and I thought they were a little off their game last week, so I'm interested to see how they play today. They won still quite comfortably in the end, but they're up against Sandringham, who always play well at home on the beach oval. It's a beautiful morning, by the way. No breeze, which we're used to having a big breeze or wind up against the ocean here at Trevor Barker, but looking forward to this game. It should be a ripper.
Now, the Dandenong Stingrays have locked in the minor premiership for 2018. They are 8 premiership points clear of the Gippsland Power, so they will finish on top of the ladder, no matter what the result here is today. But it's a bit happening because we've got the wild card round next week where 5th plays 12th, 6th plays 11th, 7th plays 10th and 8th plays 9th to set the finals, which will then be played the following week, the elimination finals. Now, I'm referring to the TAC Cup website with this, Rick, so bear with me, but there are 3 teams vying for 3rd and 4th on the ladder. One of them is the Sandringham Dragons, currently 10 wins, 5 losses. The Chargers, 9 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. And the Murray Bushrangers, 9 wins and 6 losses. The Dragons can lock in 3rd spot with a win or draw today against the Stingrays, and will keep a top 4 spot even if they lose, as long as Oakley or Murray also lose or Murray draws. Just too complicated. Did you get all that?
I am totally lost, and don't even talk to me about next week because I'm very confused, Matthew. Last time these two met was on Sunday, June 3rd, and Dandenong Stingrays were 15-16, 106 to Sandringham Dragons 4-4-28. Very comfortable win to the Stingrays. Though at that time of year we do lose a few with the school footy, so we're prepared to have a look at today to see how they measure up. They've bounced back since then, the Dragons, so should be a lot better game than the last time they met, that's for sure.
And these sides have a number of star players within them that will no doubt be pushing to be drafted come October or November, I think it is this year. Who are some of the names that you're looking forward to seeing today?
Oh, no doubt. Ben King at 201 centimetre, 211 by the look of it. Just putting my glasses on there, Matt. 201 centimetres he is. Yeah, he's going to be a big target up forward. That is for Sandringham, of course. Also, look, for Dandenong, I'll be interested to see how the 2 Cummings boys go today, the 2 brothers, because they were a bit top-heavy last week, the Stingrays. They had Bailey Smith, Bailey Williams and the 2 Cummings boys, so they're a pretty tall unit, and it was a very windy day, so we'll see how they accommodate today in the beautiful conditions here at Sandringham. Also looking for better efforts from Sam Fletcher and Jamie Plumridge today, who are a bit quieter than what we used to expecting from those 2 lads. So should be a good game. Again, all eyes on, no doubt, Ben King and also some of these boys. And Campbell Huswaite, who's been terrific of late as well.
And a familiar name for us. We've been fortunate to call him quite a few times over the last year and a bit, and has certainly impressed when we've watched him play. We might take a break here on TAC Cup Radio and the TAC Cup live stream through taccup.com.au. It's the Sandringham Dragons hosting the Dandenong Stingrays. We'll bring you that next.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Welcome back to Trevor Barker Beach Oval here in Sandringham. I'm going to throw over to our special comments lady who has joined us here in the commentary box today, Siobhan Rowe. Welcome, Siobhan, the AFL Draft Central Player Watch today. Who are we keeping an eye on?
Thanks, Coxie. Looking forward to the game today. For the Sandringham Dragons, I'm going to be having a good look at Liam Stocker. He's an inside midfielder for the Sandringham Dragons, and he's had a fantastic season playing as an inside mid predominantly through the year. Last week, he had a really good game and had 22 disposals from 7 clearances, 13 contested possessions, so really showing that he's tough on the inside for the Dragons. And for the Dandenong Stingrays, I will be looking at Campbell Huswaite. As the boys mentioned before, we've had a good look at him a couple of times throughout the year, and he's had a really impressive season. Last week had 24 disposals, 1 mark, 6 clearances, 5 tackles and 4 inside 50s, so 2 really prominent players for both sides.
All right. Now, of course, our captain is away today, Crooksy. Won't be here today, which is a rarity. Doesn't miss much, but family commitments today. And we almost had another one out today. We've got a bit of an injury to our special comments person, Siobhan.
We do. A bit of a fractured foot, we believe. There's a reason why we're in the commentary box. And she's just chatting to her adoring fans here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval.
Okay, so what have you done to yourself, Siobhan?
Oh, I've got a fractured foot at the moment, and unfortunately it's just come about from a bit of exercise. So the players on the ground, I really don't know how they do it. They're playing a pretty heavy contact sport, and I've got this fractured foot from a bit of running. So I'll live today, but yeah, it's a beautiful day, so just got to try and keep a bit positive, but moon boot's not much fun.
To get us underway for the first term, here's Rick Morris.
Ball up in the middle. Now Sandy onto that one and get it down towards full forward with a big one out towards King, who dropped us what he should have taken. He butters up beautifully, hooks around on the right, kicks towards the full forward area. Ball was spoiled. Oh, this is an opportunity here for the Dragons if they can butter up. And Denver gets it out. Can't quite break away. We'll have a shot on goal by the big fella here who's just offline. And that was big Rendell. And through for one behind. He thought he'd kicked it by the reaction. So we've got Garn to take the kick out from full back for Dandenong. Kicking a beautiful drop punt to the outer side. Over the beats everyone. Out towards that halfback area and mopped over the line.
Sandringham early look up to the challenge. The Dandenong Stingrays have only lost one game for the year and they're probably the best side in it, but Sandringham have certainly come out with a lot of intensity in the first few minutes.
Looking a taller unit today, Sandringham. So we'll be interested to see how the talls battle out with Sandringham having quite a few as well. So this time we've got a ball up at centre wing almost. Not quite, but half back for Dandenong. Trying to work it out of there. No clear winner. Bailey Smith trying to work it out of there. We've got a Stacks on the middle job. The umpire can't break it away. So he'll ball it up and we're almost, not quite at centre wing still, on the beach road side of the ground. Smith with the tap out. Again, little dribble kick forward towards the scoreboard. The NG scoreboard, kicked out of trouble. Down towards half forward. It's in a dangerous spot. A little dribble kick, didn't quite work, but there's lost possession there. Going over was Bain, couldn't quite get it out, and the umpire will ball it up just in front of the Zebras kiosk. So that would be the city end of the ground. And we'll have a ball up, tap down, or fresh air shot, almost went through. They'll clear, but great smother. There was a hand on it. Dandenong's still in the van. Can't quite break away yet. Now we've got Fletcher. Again, good tackling by the Dragons. They hold up play there, and we'll have a ball up at half forward for Dandenong. Number of players around this. Smith doing the ruck work again. Oh, good thump away that time by Rendell towards the boundary in front of the social club. There goes Frawley, works it clear. Now sharked by Reynolds of Sandringham. Gets the clearing kick, but it's not out of trouble, but a nice take that time. And they'll play on straight away, the Dragons, down towards a contest. King taps it forward, picked up by Frampton. Can't get away. Again, Dragons working overtime. Picked up by Fletcher. And the kick will be turned over at half back there. And that's taken by the number 74 in Reynolds. They've got some high numbers out there today, the Dragons, and they'll play on across half back. There's a 2-on-1. Oh, good juggling attempt there. It was well worked. And they've gone very wide. Here's a go. Onto it they go. Through the middle, Finlay Bain for an AFL Draft Central Goal of the Day contender. We might get a few better than that, but that was what started them off. And that's one goal. I'll just check that scoreboard. One goal straight to one behind on the NG scoreboard. And we're only 4 minutes into this first quarter on the Technica time clock.
A really good opportunist goal from Finlay Bain there. That's how good the Dandenong Stingrays are. They force a turnover and they capitalise on the turnover. Great work.
Not sure that the time clock's working today. In the middle of the ground, and we've got another ball up.
Technica time clock, 4.5 minutes in, Rick.
Great work.
Just noticing off the ball, Matthew Cumming is doing a lot of body work on Ben King early to try and stop him. Obviously, Ben King, a very dominant player in the TAC
Great
Cup.
work by Plumridge to work it forward and up to a big contest towards Bailey Williams down there. or clearing kick, but this is under pressure, and Frawley will take the intercept mark. He's a fair way out. He's decided not to go towards the goal square. He's gone to a lead to Bailey Williams, who takes an executive maintenance mark of the day. And hoping to right the wrongs. Wasn't his best game last week, Bailey, but we know he was competing hard and probably needs an early goal to get his confidence up again.
You're exactly right, Rick. He's a very strong mark in contested situations.
So he comes in and it's straightened up nicely, and that's a beautiful kick for goal for Williams. Puts his first on the board, Dandenong second, and that is 2 goals straight to 1 behind early in the piece. We're 6 minutes into this first quarter.
We got 2 very special key forward prospects down both ends of the ground in Ben King and Bailey Williams. Both of them very strong marks, good set shots for goal. And as you said before, didn't have his greatest game last week against the Geelong Falcons, Bailey Williams, but certainly is off to a great start today.
So ball back in the middle. Stingrays win the tap to the deck. Hurried handball out from Fletcher. And they'll move it forward once again. High ball towards half forward. Good spoil behind there from Watts. Brought it to ground. There's a whistle. And the umpire's paying a free kick the way of the Dragons. They flick the ball wide. Dangerous kick because it's been cut off. Mark taken out there by Sturt. Sam Sturt for the Dandenong Stingrays.
Had a good game last week, kicked 3.
And it's only his 3rd game this week. Really impressive.
Slide angle. About 40 metres out from goal. Here's Sturt. Left foot kick is to the left-hand side and a minor score. So they lead by 12 points here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, the Dandenong Stingrays. Good start. 7 minutes in to the opening term.
Now we'll update the footy tipping, the TAC Cup media tips, and in the record today, and I have hit a brick wall because I was a couple in front of Anthony Stanguts and Phil Crooks. We're all on 62 now, coming into the last round, and we've all picked the same 6. So it's going to be a triple dead heat. So we're going to have to continue this into the final series, I believe, to get a standout winner.
Trust you three to do. I think that it's rigged at the moment as the Stingrays try and work it out of centre half forward. Hurry kick on the boot came from Huswaite, bouncing in the forward pocket, broadcast side for the Stingrays. The umpire says it goes over the boundary line and I will throw it in. We've just ticked over 8 minutes in the opening term and Stingrays so far dominating possession.
Did we get your 2 tips? I got the Stingrays today. Who did you go for?
I'm going to go for the upset. I think the Dragons.
All right.
I think the Stingrays may get across the line.
Good work. All right. And the Dragons are clearing towards the back pocket there, outer side. It is a fair way from our commentary position in the grandstand here, the beautiful old grandstand here. And that ball was pushed over the line just in front of the NG scoreboard. Actually, it was out in the full. So Dandenong with the lead up forward. Oh, good feed off that time by Sturt. They'll have a shot on goal, but it's through for behind. So
last week, Dandenong were really dominant, controlled possession, but didn't take their opportunities, and they're starting to waste a few now in this first quarter.
2-2 to 1 behind. So Sandy with the kick out and goes to a wide lead, and that was nicely done. We got encroachment there. Ralph Smith has it. He'll kick to a contest at centre wing. Up they go. Good spoil over the back by Frampton. Brings it to ground. Little flick pass over the back. And Sturt kicks it long. Might have been Hamill actually. Down towards the full forward area and out of bounds it goes. So we'll have a throw in the forward pocket. Dandenong attacking. Keep an eye on this one from a distance. Bailey Williams taps to the front. Couldn't quite break away. Oh, Huswaite's going to snap towards goal, and he brings it around for an AFL Draft Central goal of the day. And Huswaite, our man of the moment. Keep a good eye on him, Siobhan, that's for sure. He's already had a couple of possessions and one goal as well. So 3-2-20 plays one behind on the NG scoreboard, and we're 10 minutes into this first quarter on the Technica time clock.
What's really impressive about the Dandenong Stingrays skipper, Campbell Huswaite, is that he covers all areas of the ground really well. He dominates in the midfield, he can go forward and kick goals, drifts forward. He can even play in the back line, as we've seen a couple of times this year. So he's the ultimate swingman and plays really well in all areas of the ground.
Back in the middle. Dragons try and get a hurried kick on the boot to clear it, but it ends up back in the hands of the Stingrays. This time it was Hamill that flicks it out wide. Mark is taken by foot. Looks to go inside, attacking 50 once more. Over the back, though, taking the mark is Dean for the Dragons. Flicks the ball out wide. Ralph Smith takes the mark, still inside defensive 50 outer side for the Dragons. Pops it short. Goddard takes the mark. That name's been in the news a bit this week as it chips further afield, and the Dragons have the mark out there. They look to switch it back across the face of goal. A risky kick. Reynolds takes the mark, pops it over the top quickly. They've got a few players out if they can get to it on this broadcast side, the Dragons. They put it in front of Stocker, who takes the mark. Defensive side of the broadcast wing for Sandringham. They possess the footy. Good grab. That's an executive maintenance mark of the day contender there for McCasey. Good grab, centre wing broadcast side at full stretch on the lead. Pops it towards the top of the 50 arc. A lot of Stingrays, but they all flew. Opens the opportunity here for Denhambra. Lost control of the footy. Spills out to King. The goalkeeper, though, saves the day on the line. Cumming flicks it into the pocket. Quick kick from Plumridge, just misjudged the target. Another opportunity for the Dragons. Hurried kick on the boot. Goes through for a minor score from Churgwin.
Went the screw kick there where he could have just straightened up and made the distance with the drop punt.
Good effort from Lachlan Young to get his hands on that footy.
Fletcher with a kick. And Frawley goes wide. That's trouble. And out of bounds it goes. So Dandenong not quite clearing it well there. I was impressed by the foot skills along that wing by Sandringham in that passage before. Capped off by executive maintenance mark of the day with McCasey. Tap to the front. Good. They do that well with the hand in at the last minute. Young, who played well last week, gets it forward, down towards half forward. A battle on our hands. Sandy again looking to switch. Dangerous play. It's opened the door and in the goal square. Oh, gets grabbed at the last minute. They're switching in all sorts of trouble here, and it's allowed Dandenong in again. Ball might have beat him. Out of bounds it was. It was a little toe tap over the line. Giving a free kick to Dandenong, so there might have been a little toe tap. I'd like to see that on the video replay. Kick towards goal. Just offline. That time by Bedford, through for behind. So we've got it at 3-3-21 to 2 behinds. Good early lead to Dandenong. Juggling mark, I'd normally pay that one. Play on's a call. Sandy with the numbers. It finds Bell. He'll play on and kick towards King. Over the back it goes. Here's the little fella running onto it, Gray, and puts it through with great speed. Georgie Gray puts through the first goal for Sandy. 1-2-8 plays 3-3-21, and that's on the NG scoreboard. 15 minutes into this first quarter on the Technica time clock.
Great contest from Ben King to not be outmarked by Cumming, and George Gray ran onto that ball and kicked a classic small forward goal. Has a lot of speed at 178 centimetres and 67 kilos. really explosive pace and managed to kick the goal.
Bit of a whippet.
So ball up back in the middle. Sandringham able to peg one back. And they might work the clearance out here if they can keep possession of the footy. Great tackle there applied by Schmidt in the middle for the Stingrays, who had it momentarily. Now they've got a bit of movement on the broadcast side. They flick it out wide, just a little too wide in the end, searching for Zach Foote. And it dribbles over the boundary line and out of play. Centre wing broadcast side. 15 and a half minutes gone in the opening term on the Technica time clock. 3-3-21 the Stingrays, leading the Dragons 1-2-8 on the NG scoreboard as it's brought back into play. Dragons, hurried kick on the boot from Churgwin towards half forward. It was 2-on-1 in favour of the Stingrays. Players slipping and sliding everywhere at the moment. Garn coming through the middle, got a handball across to Young, quickly puts it on the boot. Oh, dropping what he should have taken there was Plumridge. Was composed enough to get the kick away. Dragons again had it momentarily. They apply the pressure to try and trap it in. Stingrays got good movement of the footy. Scrubber kick towards half forward. The race is on. And they'll flick the handball backwards to Huswaite, who's been dealt with high and gets the free kick. Chips it short. Plumridge took it on the half volley, got it across to Fletcher. High ball inside, attacking 50. Strong grab, though, taken by the Dragons in defence. They work the ball wide. Out in the King direction. He's able to turn his opponent inside out and then puts it towards the centre wing where it's intercepted. Mark taken by Garn.
Garn will play on to, that is Plumridge, into the middle of the ground. He goes to Taylor. So Jai Taylor, grubs it into the middle. Had support at least. And now they'll kick it by Reardon down towards half forward. Bit of a race on our hands and kick towards goal. A bit of a dribbler, just hits the post. And Plumridge following up his work there, covering a fair bit of ground already. So play on's a call and he's gone over the line. Can you believe it?
Oh my goodness.
So...
Wouldn't happen with the 18-metre goal square that's being proposed.
This is in the goal square. Now, we called it last week that they can't punch it through the goals or through the behinds, so we'll keep a close eye on the ruckman here. Up they go, tapped it forward. No clear winner. Bit of a pack. Now they'll work it out. They just need a quick kick here, Sandy. Up they go. Good spoil over the back. Clears the danger area for the moment, and it's over at half forward for Dandenong.
So 18 minutes into the opening term on the Technica time clock as it's tossed back into play. Tap one down by Williams. Stingrays, hurried kick back inside attacking 50. Kick though went out on the full. So mark not paid to Bedford and the Dragons get a free kick. Back pocket out of side here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Beautiful conditions for footy. Oh! Did he bring it in? No, he didn't. That was Lachlan Young that flew high there. That would have been...
Mark of the year, that, if he takes it.
Got a fair ride. Just couldn't bring it in.
Had shades of Aaron Francis last night about that one.
And didn't we like that as Fletcher, hello Crooksy, as the ball is all wrapped up. Attacking side of the broadcast wing for the Stingrays. They're 3-4-22, leading the Dragons 1-2-8 on the NG scoreboard. Williams tapped it down once again for the Stingrays, who just run out of room. Ball over the boundary line and out of play. Ticked over 19 minutes in the opening term on the Technica time clock.
So at half forward for Dandenong. Throw in. Smith up against Rendles, or Williams it was. They get it forward. Now they'll have a shot on goal. Just dribbled it towards the forward pocket. Attempt to clear that time by Watts. Gets it further afield. Dandenong keeping the pressure on. Well done. Watts with the handoff. There's no clear winner here, and they break out of trouble, Sandringham, but a good spoil over the back sees it out of bounds. Just not giving them enough room here, Dandenong. Their pressure's enormous. One of their attributes for a top team's Sandringham or Dandenong are their off the ball work is fantastic, really. Now they'll try and work it out again through Garn. He sharks it away and gets it forward, but now we've got a clearance this time by a player there in Denborough. They couldn't get away with it. We're in the middle of the ground. Sandry with the handoff. Again, no clear win, but there was a free kick in the back and took a bit of a knock there. Struggling to get up. Thought it was just a push in the back, but it might have been a lot more than that. He might have copped one over the back of the head by accident. Just try and pick that player up. He's getting to his feet slowly, and it's Hanrahan. He's coming off. Might have just copped a knock to the back of the head there. Or winded in the kidneys, one or the other. Anyway, Sandringham with the big drive forward. This is all Dandenong. Oh, the ball was spilt. Not quite able to break away. That was Frampton there dropping the mark.
Is he lucky not to get pinged?
Possibly. They'll ball it up quickly. Here's an opportunity. Garn trying to work it out of there. Oh, here we go. No, Sandy went without it. Again, trying to break free. It was Stenning. Here they come now through Denborough. Oh, a bit of an up and under handball. Just didn't allow the player to get on his own there. And Dandy with the clearance through Jai Taylor. Dribbles it forward to the interchange bench area. And at centre wing, we'll have a ball in.
Gee, they are absolutely relentless, the Dandenong Stingrays. There's always 5 players surrounding the one Dragons player.
And quite often they'll get that little hand on the handball just to smother it.
Williams and McCasey brought it to ground. Williams still chasing after it for the Stingrays. Did enough to get pressure and then bursting through is Bedford with a bit of speed. His kick almost cut off. Worked out okay for the Stingrays up against the boundary line. Long kick inside attacking 50 goes across the face of goal. Bit of work to do in the end for Bain, who ran out of room over the boundary line and out of play. Forward pocket, outer side.
Sandringham just haven't been able to get their game going, and that's due to the Dandenong Stingrays' pressure. They're always pressuring the opposition to get the footy back.
As it's tossed back into play, kick smothered. Dragons, hot handball out. Caught there was Goddard, and they were able to work it free in the end, and they get a mark on the outer side. Mark taken out there by Burns for the Dragons. Given the hurry up, called the play on, risky kick inboard, just makes the distance, and there'll be a 50-metre penalty because Plumridge
encroachment.
Took hold of the jumper when he wasn't supposed to. And the free kick will go the way of the Dragons, who are brought into the middle of Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Given the hurry up, long and direct. Again, a lot of yellow jumpers around the contest. No mark taken, and that's all wrapped up. We'll get a ball up. Inside attacking 50 for the Sandringham Dragons, as we've got about a minute left on the clock in the opening term on the Technica time clock.
About 45 out from Sandringham's goal. They run onto it and went without it. Here's a chance. Oh, little kick towards goal. Just out of bounds, so just check that score time clock. We're into the last minute of play in this first quarter. So pretty important passage this. Forward pocket throw in. Quite a few around it. Tapped over the back. We've got a shot on goal and doesn't quite make the distance. Idea was right and intersected there by Matthew Cumming.
And encroachment again, 50-metre penalty.
50 metres. I think we've got 30 seconds, so not quite 30 seconds. And that is quarter time here at Sandringham. 1-2-8, Sandy, to 3-4-22, the Dandenong Stingrays. You got the goal kickers, Matt, or do you want me to do those?
You better do it because I haven't got a pen.
I'm happy to do it if you
Go
guys
for
want.
it, Siobhan.
For the Stingrays, 1 goal to Finlay Bain, 1 goal to the captain Campbell Huswaite, and 1 goal to Bailey Williams, and 1 goal to George Gray, and their only goal for the Sandringham Dragons.
We might take a break here on TAC Cup Radio and the TAC Cup live stream through taccup.com.au. Quarter time sees the Stingrays leading 3-4-22 to the Dragons 1-2-8.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your #1 AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval at quarter time, it is the Stingrays 3-4-22 leading the Sandringham Dragons 1-8. And pretty dominant opening term from the Stingrays, again impacting the scoreboard using quick transition across the field to dominate possessions. The Dragons had a couple of opportunities going forward, but I don't think they capitalised on that as much as they should have.
No, last week against the Geelong Falcons, they were jumped, and I think the Dandenong Stingrays, as clearly the best side in the TAC Cup this year, have responded really well. And Sandringham are coming off a loss to they're coming off a loss to the Oakley Chargers, 32-88. I think they would have liked to have come out and played with a bit more authority and certainly play with a bit more ferocity around the ball as well. I think Dandenong is certainly winning the clearances quite comfortably, and as I mentioned before, they're just absolutely relentless with their pressure, even some perceived pressure. Sandringham have been turning the ball over quite a bit, and I think it's because they know that there's a Dandenong Stingrays player that's about to hunt them and win the footy back. And as you said, Matt, they have wasted some opportunities. They've kicked 4 behinds to Sandringham's 2 behinds, but certainly a dominant opening quarter.
And of course, this year in the TAC Cup, the wild card system, so there is an opportunity for those sides that currently aren't in the top 8 to make finals next week. So this game does actually impact on those positions on the ladder. I've confused Rick before, and I'm going to go another level down. If the Dragons lose today, they will fall to 5th spot if Oakley wins or draws, and the Murray Bushrangers win due to their poor percentage. So there's a bit at stake here for the Sandringham Dragons in terms of who they may play next week in the wild card round. Two days of action next week for us, 2 games on both days. But Dandenong Stingrays, they won't be a part of that. They go straight through to the elimination finals in 2 weeks' time.
They lock away top spot no matter what happens today.
They've already secured the minor premiership, so they're just.
Yeah, it could be a real turnaround here with Sandringham if Danny continue the way they are. It looks like Sandy will drop out of the top 4 with Murray and Oakley looking winning chances today. So be interesting to see how the other results pile up today, that's for sure.
I believe that in this quarter, Sandringham will come out and play a little bit better than they did in that first quarter. But you know, when you're coming up against the Dandenong Stingrays, nothing is going to come easy. And something I've noticed and been really intrigued by is the battle between Matthew Cumming and Ben King. Matthew Cummings he's niggling him a lot off the ball, and I think he's trying to make him frustrated and give away free kicks, because we know that Ben King can turn it on and kick an absolute bag on his day. But I think that Sandringham are lacking another option up forward when they actually do go up forward in a tall target, and Ben King seems to be getting well looked after by Matthew Cummings, so they have to find some more forward options in their forward line if they start winning it out of the midfield a little bit better and start putting Dandenong under pressure. We saw last week when they played the Falcons that the Falcons put Dandenong under pressure and were right in the game until the last few minutes of the last quarter.
So we're about to get underway for the second term here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. On the NG scoreboard, it's the Stingrays, 3-4-22, leading the Dragons 1-2-8. To get us underway, here's Rick Morris.
In the middle, Rendell up against Smith, who wins the tap out, sharked away by Husway, gets it down to a contest at centre half forward. Over they go, they're tapping it towards the pocket here, picked up that time by Bedford. They can't break away, and out of bounds it goes.
There's a Dandenong Stingrays player down on the ground after a pretty heavy collision.
Looks like he's getting up, so more of a, looks like it could be just a knock. Nothing too dramatic. Bit winded.
Do we know who that player is?
Just testing him out in the ground, 3 trainers around him. And he's getting up okay, that's Sturt. He looks ready to go again.
Well done, Sam.
So we'll have a ball in underneath us here, grandstand side of Trevor Barker Oval. Williams taps it forward, trying to clear, but too many stingers. They'll hold it in here. There goes Sturt underneath it. Out of bounds it goes. So again, staying in this grandstand part of the ground.
Much better for us at this end rather than the
Can see a bit more here.
last quarter.
So they'll throw it in just inside the 50. Williams up against Rendell. Rendell using his strength, taps it to the front. They went without it. They'll clear it through, that was further afield through Burns, who gets it forward. Dandy with numbers around it. Get the clearing kick. Oh, it's found Sturt. Over the back it goes, and they'll have a shot. Oh, that was smothered beautifully. And they're still there through McDonald. Can't quite break away, and we'll have a throw in.
What a wonderful smother from Joshua Lee Grice. That was an absolutely fantastic goal-saving smother.
Throw up, and Rendell to the front. Taps it forward. Dandy trying to hold it in. Huswaite ran out of trouble and into trouble, and that'll be cleared by Stocker. But eventually, Bailey Smith takes the mark, and juggling attempt. Oh, it was paid too for an AFL Draft Central mark. Well, that was, I don't know what happened there. I thought that was Foot's mark.
I think
anyway.
it might have been chopping of the arms.
All right, over the back it goes. We've got an intercept now. They've got, they had a loose player there in Bain, who's been busy today. Gives off the handball to Plumridge, who just off the one step rushed the kick. And an intercept mark that time by Charlie Dean, who plays on. Just juggled it there, McMaster, and he plays on back to the goal square. Watts. Oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. They should be able to get out of here, but good tackling by the forwards of the Dandenong Stingrays. We'll have a ball up, 35 out from goal.
3 minutes into the second term on the Technica time clock. 3-4-22 plays 1-2-8 on the NG scoreboard. Stingrays up and inside attacking 50. They apply the clamps and we'll get a secondary stoppage. About 30 metres out from goal. No wind to speak of here today at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It is beautiful sunny conditions. Overrunning at Stocker. Congested around the ball at the moment. Spills free. Good tackle laid on by Huswaite. Again, ball spills free. Dragons just trying to shovel it out. And again, good tackle that time applied by Cottrell to wrap the ball up.
One thing I've noticed about the Stingrays is they're a very tall side, but their players are deceptively quick and they're deceptively agile.
Huswaite released the handball, was intercepted. There's a bit of a trip though. And a free kick will go the way of the Dragons inside defensive 50. Stocker, hurry kick on the boot. Puts it into a good position for Dean to take the mark. Half back flank on the broadcast side. Dangerous kick inboard. Able to hold things up was Goddard. He got caught. The umpire says no prior opportunity and I will ball things up. 4.5 minutes into the second term on the Technica time clock. Final round of the home and away season here in the TAC Cup. And it's the Dandenong Stingrays in front. 3-4-22 to the Dragons. 1-2-8 on the NG scoreboard. Hurry kick on the boot from McMaster. Out wide. Williams chasing after it for the Stingrays. Flicks it inboard. Under immediate pressure, they were able to get the handball away in the end. High ball inside, attacking 50. Ball off hands. Hurry kick on the boot from Bain. Drift across the face of goal. Dribbling. Pressure applied from Bedford. Now has support. Dragons in all sorts of trouble. Huswaite gave the handball off quickly. Goes towards the top of the goal square. Stocker got it further afield to Forbes in the back pocket. He tries to relinquish the pressure by kicking it outside defensive 50. It will roll over the boundary line and out of play in front of Plumridge.
They got out of jail there, Sandringham.
They did really well to make sure that Dandenong didn't score.
Ball to be thrown in half forward flank for Dandenong. Rendell up against Smith. Smith gets a hand on it, gets it to the front. And we've got another ball up coming up. Quickly balls it up. Rendell palms it. Out of bounds it goes. Bit of a stalemate here at the moment. 3-4-22 to 1-2-8. No score this quarter as yet. So we'll have a ball in. Rendell, or Cumming that was, getting the tap out. Trying to work it out of trouble here, Sandringham, but they're under a bit of pressure at the moment. Out of bounds it goes again. So we'll try and clear it out again. Rendell again doing the ruck, this time against Cumming. Bring it to ground. Kicked out of trouble that time by Goddard. Gets it further afield. And the mark's paid. And that's Hamill. They went without it. Fletcher underneath it, trying to work it out of there. Again, Plumridge bursting through the pack. He gets caught with it. They'll have to pay holding the ball there. Made the play, but had to play on eventually. And they go wide and out of bounds. It goes half forward for Sandringham.
In this quarter, Sandringham have certainly lifted their tackle pressure and their pressure when they do not have the footy.
Just can't get any connection, though, when they've got it in their hands.
They certainly need to tidy up their ball use.
Approaching 8 minutes in the second term on the Technica time clock. Ball comes to the deck. Fletcher tried to release the handball for the Stingrays. Ball is all wrapped up close to the boundary line. Good tackle to see it over there by Rendell. Will ball things up. Between centre wing and half forward outer side for the Dragons. There's been no score added so far in this second term. So it's thrown back into play. Dragons through Stocker. He's been impressive for them. And we'll end up back with the ball in his hands once again. Great tackle to dispossess the ball, not rewarded for the Stingrays. Up and under kick was touched off the boot, so play on, says the umpire. Lot of Stingrays around it, and getting a clearing kick was Fletcher. Ball bouncing at half forward. Well done in the end there by Seaton, but got pulled down at the last minute before he was able to get the kick away. Ball turned over. Stingrays, almost a collision running was Toner. The Dragons have it once again on half back. They've lost control of it. Now kick inside, attacking 50 from foot. High ball contest brought to ground. Front and centre was Sturt, who has put it through.
That would be an AFL Draft Central Goal of the Day contender.
I would certainly be nominating that as a goal of the day contender. Sam Sturt just continues to impress. That was a really good goal.
Bit of a pie floater, but he got the desired result there with the snap over the left side.
And it's an example of the Stingrays making the most of the opportunity. Dragons had it up there into the ground for a couple of minutes, weren't able to do anything with it. And just the hurried pressure there, well, a little bit chaotic, but they still worked out for the Stingrays.
Back in the middle they go. Sandy with the clearance towards centre half forward. Good spoil over the back. Should be cleared. This time, Plumridge went without it. Umpire allows Plumridge to get it again and kicks to a contest here. Oh, good mark out in front that time. Well done to Sturt, who plays on. He's looking for Williams. Out in front, he takes the mark. Really well-weighted kick to the fat side and just allowed him to run on and just had enough reach and had that yard on his opponent there, Watts.
They're so impressive, the Dandenong Stingrays. They are winning most clearances when they don't have the footy. They're just applying that much pressure for the ball to be turned over. And they've got plenty of forward targets, such as the man who has the footy now, Bailey Williams, who has very sticky hands.
So Williams to come in from the forward pocket. Goes right, very right, and just through for a behind. Just got a bit under that one.
His goal kicking has been off of late.
So, just looking at the scoreboard, 1-2-8 plays 4-5-29. Dandy with the lead. Now it's found Seaton in the back pocket. He gives it over to Richards. Oh, they ran into trouble. This allows Dandy in. While Plumridge will have a shot on goal across his body and does it beautifully. Now that's that looked like the leading contender for mine in the AFL Draft Central Goal of the Day. Plumridge with the kick around the corner. Through for a goal. And just that fumble at the crucial stage has cost Sandy a few times today. And the scoreboard now reads 1-2-8 Sandringham to 5-5-35 Dandenong. And we are 12 minutes into this second quarter on the Technica time clock.
I know what Alistair Richards was trying to do there. He was trying to take the game on, but Dandenong's pressure once again turned the footy over, resulted in a Jamie Plumridge goal.
Hurry kick on the boot from Churgwin towards half forward. In the end, it was intercepted by the Stingrays, who have the mark. That was Garn, who puts it towards the centre wing broadcast side. She's just stayed in play. Dragons with an opportunity. They work it by hand to LaGrice. And then good tackle applied by Huswaite to hold things up. McCasey coming in trying to extract it, but he's unable to. We'll ball it up. Just attacking side of the centre wing for the Dragons. Haven't scored in this second term, and we're 12 and a half minutes into it. Straight to the deck, as the umpires picked out a free kick to try and free things up. It will go the way of Stocker, and he's been very impressive for the Dragons. High work rate so far. Richards takes the mark in the middle of Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Flicks the ball wide. Stingrays, though, floating across to take the intercept mark. They'll work it off half back. High ball. Bain was unable to take the mark, but had enough time to gather. Flicks it over the top to foot. Quick handball off. They're building along the outer side. A chip kick. Inboard. Hits up the target. Mark taken by Toby Bedford.
Looking good, Hamill.
Goes inboard. Frawley takes the mark for the Stingrays. Slightly better angle. A little bit further out by a metre or two.
The Stingrays' ability to work their way out of traffic and out of a congested situation is super impressive. And unfortunately for the Sandringham Dragons, they're a bit of lax checking, and the ball's ended up in the hands of Jake Frawley.
So Frawley comes in. And if he kicks this, I think it's just about panic stations for the Sandringham Dragons. Got underneath it, long ball, falls at the top of the goal square. Bailey Williams. He just took it outside of the paint, so he's going to be brought hard around. Good mark, though.
My goodness, he has extraordinary hands.
And a contested mark as well. Bailey Williams opens up the angle a little bit. A bit of banana action just to the near side. And a minor score.
Probably could have just run straight there with the banana. Wouldn't have been a hard kick from that angle.
You a fan of the banana kick, Rick?
I love the banana kick, but you got to run in a straight line. He didn't do that. Watts will take the mark in the back pocket and play on straight away. They go the bounce. Not sure that was needed, but good work by Richards to get it across to Forbes will switch. They go to the outer side. He's got support. This time LaGrice gets it and runs towards centre wing. He's got a man out there and he's further afield. Works it through Ralph Smith into the middle. Good passage of play, Sandy. They just need a bit more of that. Working it, and they played on straight away and kick towards a contest, but good intercept mark. Another mark to Frampton, who's doing well so far. He kicks towards centre wing. Spoiled. Dandy with numbers. That was Young. Gets it out, but intercepted. Sandringham working backwards this time. They'll clear it down towards half forward. Oh, juggling mark just at the tip of the fingers. Oh, plays on. Not really a good option to Richards. The mark was taken by Worrell. They've managed to hold up Dandenong here, and we'll try and get a ball up by the look of it. They're barging their way out of trouble, but a ball up about 50 metres out from goal. Sandringham attacking this time.
It's their kicks inside 50, the Dragons, that is letting them down.
So Garn will play on and kick towards the line and out of bounds. It beats Sturt.
Magnificent conditions. The sun is shining beautifully on the ground.
Ground's dried up a little bit from the morning dew. We'll have a ball up at centre wing. Or Rendell pushing Smith out of the way. Should be able to clear here with a quick kick towards centre half forward. Oh, that ball's just bounced free. It allows the little fella in, that was Gray, worked it forward. Now they've got a runner in Stocker. He runs towards goal. Is that a banana bender? Or don't know which way that ball went. Didn't tumble the way it should have.
Liam Stocker's doing everything he can to get his side up and going. He's been really impressive in the midfield, tough as always.
Definitely been a shining light for them so far. As the ball is brought back into play, King won the tap down, tried to follow up his own ruck work. Again, congested footy, and it's all wrapped up. We'll get another ball up. Forward pocket, broadcast side for the Dragons. Still yet to make an impact on the scoreboard in this second term, and we're 17.5 minutes into it. As it's all wrapped up again for another stoppage. Still inside attacking 50 for the Dragons. We need to make something out of this opportunity. The handball back into play, ineffective. All Stingrays. Just a hurry kick on the boot will go out on the full. So Dragons get a chance to reload as we tick over 18 minutes in the second term on the Technica time clock. Comes inboard to Reynolds. Half forward flank on the broadcast side. Chips it short. Mark taken here by Denhambra. High ball. Inside attacking 50. King flew. Couldn't bring it in. Stingrays at the fall of the footy will repel it out of defensive 50. They searching out there for Bain. Brought the ball to ground. Has support. The kick inside attacking 50. Just went past Sturt. They try and get it over the top to Williams at the top of the goal square. Lost control of it. Might have been held. Umpire said play on. Foot applies the tackle, trying to extract it. He says, give it to me, I will ball it up. Quick transition play there from the Stingray, Siobhan.
Finlay Bain, that was a magnificent turn, blind turn out of traffic.
Williams won the tap down. Reynolds overran the footy. Huswaite received the handball, chips it short and wide for Taylor. Was able to gather it. Great smother in the end from LaGrice. Still in possession, though, of the Stingrays. Again, another great smother from the Dragons. That time it was Rendell. They get it towards half forward on the outer side, the Dragons. Foot race on. Bobbling near the boundary line. It was a high tackle in the end, and the Stingrays will get a free kick. Centre wing out of side.
Great work by Garn to win possession there.
Intensity has lifted from both sides.
Now they're going to have a ball in. Not sure what happened there. 5-6-36 to 1-2-8 on the NG scoreboard. Dandenong lead. They work towards getting it out of that scrimmage, but another ball up. Dandenong in control at the moment. Second quarter action. Smith with the tap out. Out to open space. Cottrell gets on the left. Kicks down towards half forward. Williams. Watts gets in front. Picks it up. Runs out of trouble beautifully. Now he's got to get it back and he's going to run in trouble. Lost it. Umpire let him go. Richards helped out. Gives it across to Stocker. Stocker again works it out of the danger zone, but Dandenong with numbers will pump it forward again. Kick towards Sturt. They bring it to ground. Williams traps it, brings it around the corner, brings it back beautifully for another AFL Draft Central goal of the day. Bailey Williams for his second. 6-6-42 to 1-2-8 on the NG scoreboard. 21 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Great goal from Bailey Williams. That'll have his confidence sky high. Beautiful kick around the body.
Yeah, that was great. Again, another great passage of play from the Stingrays, and Williams again dominant up forward for them. Big fly from Rendell, brought it to ground.
Another clearance to the Stingrays.
Ball at centre half forward for them. They get a hurry kick inside attacking 50 into a bit of vacant land. Sturt running onto it, applied the tackle, dispossessed his opponent. The umpire calls play on, went back in after it, hunted the footy, did Sturt. In the end, he got caught.
For his third game, Sam Sturt, he has no fear. Just loves tackling, loves chasing, loves pressuring.
Ball up inside attacking 50. Big leap from Williams. Scooped it down, but it's all Dragons at the fall of the ball. The kick away from Ralph Smith puts it towards the half back flank on the outer side. Running into trouble was McMaster. Cottrell chasing after it for the Stingrays. Applied the tackle. Umpire said it was all fair play on. Dragons able to release it off half back. They go down the line, and in the end, the mark is taken by Cumming. Another impressive performance, apart from that kick, which was turned over. Opens a great opportunity here for Kennedy. Top of the goal square. Bounced awkwardly.
He has missed from 10 metres out there. They've just got to make more of those opportunities, Sandringham.
That's really unfortunate. That would have lifted the team. Get a bit of reward for their effort in the second quarter.
He could have even ran in a bit closer and straightened up, but it's with Bailey Williams. Or, no, it's not. That's Young out there. He finds Cumming of the Stephen variety. They work it forward. Now they're in the middle of the ground. Now they'll get it through Stenning down towards half forward. Oh, great intercept that time, Watts. Doing a good job down there. Working overtime. He'll kick out wide and deep. Good spoil. Brings it to ground. Great work, Hamill. They'll work it clear. Plumridge gets it out wide, but he had a man there, but it just beat him, Toner.
Yeah, special mention to Corey Watts. He's been super impressive for the Sandringham Dragons. Playing a bit of a goalkeeper role, but certainly is a bit of a brick wall down there for the Dragons.
Got a tough job against Bailey Williams as well. Now he's on foot, which a bit of a mismatch. So they'll play on, down towards half forward, over the top. Here's an opportunity for Sandringham. In the race for it was Dean. Couldn't quite get it. And again, Dandy with the clearance down towards centre wing. They've got the numbers. Young on the left, classy mover. And that time was intercepted by LaGrice.
So LaGrice at half back, out of side for the Dragons. A piercing kick inboard was effective, and they've worked it now to the broadcast side where Reynolds takes the mark. Has support in Forbes with a handball over the top. Player in space, centre wing, broadcast side was Kennedy. Got dealt with after he took the kick.
Good passage of play, that.
Direct footy, what we've been searching for from the Dragons. And Ben King has the free kick.
This will be the AFL Draft Central goal of the day if he kicks this.
An incredibly tight angle. Man on the mark stands about 40 metres out. Ben King is floating across the face of goal, and in the end won't matter as the siren sounds the half-time here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It is 6-6-40. Dandenong Stingrays leading the Sandringham Dragons 139. Only a minor score coming in that term for the Dragons there, Siobhan.
The goal kickers for the Sandringham Dragons, 1 goal to George Gray as their sole goal kicker. And for the Dandenong Stingrays, 1 goal to Jamie Plumridge, 1 goal to Finlay Bain, 1 to Campbell Huswaite, 2 to Bailey Williams, and 1 to Sam Sturt.
Your thoughts from the first half, Rick?
Yeah, they've impressed today, Dandenong. I thought they were a little bit off last week, and I've looked for a better show from them today, even though they had a win. They seem to be back in on their game. They're doing all the attacking, and they're doing some great defensive work, as we know that they do so well. So a few of their classy movers getting the ball with Plumridge and Fletcher and those guys, Huswaite getting involved. It's good to see Williams getting his hand on the footy down deep and looking confident today.
So that's the first half done and dusted here on TAC Cup Radio and the TAC Cup live stream through taccup.com.au. Half time at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, 6-6-42 the Stingrays, leading the Dragons 1-3-9. Back after this.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. School wear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Welcome back to Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It is the Stingrays 6-6-42 leading the Dragons 1-3-9. As we're just organising a few bits of headsets because we do have an interview here at halftime with us. So we'll just get that all sorted and I'll throw it over to Rick to do the introduction. Just throw us a little bit here.
Good, we haven't had a Sandy person for a little while on TAC Cup Radio, so great to have you on, Joel.
Cheers,
Tell us your involvement with the Dragons there.
So I've been here since obviously under 15 and played in the final series last year but haven't played since then because I broke my ankle at school footy in round 2. So, yeah.
Right, so where were you playing?
At Brighton Grammar for school.
Okay,
yeah.
And how's the progress with the injury, Joel?
Yeah, it's all going well. So I've had all my surgeries with getting my screws in and getting them out, and yeah, it's all tracking well. So I'll be good for day 1 of pre-season. So yeah.
All right. So where will that leave you for next season? What age group will you be in next season?
So yeah, I'm a top age player this year. So I've missed all of my draft year, but I just have to wait and see. And if I don't end up finding myself on a list this year, I'll go back and play as a 19-year-old at Sandy. So, yeah.
Okay, terrific, mate. So you were born on the 14th of April,
Yeah.
2000,
Yeah.
and you've been at Old Brighton Footy Club as well, have you?
Yeah,
As well as your Brighton Grammar?
Yeah, that's my local, so...
Terrific stuff, mate. And you wear the number 4 for the Dragons. Joel Crocker, of course, we're interviewing here for the Sandy Dragons. Tell us about your junior footy. How did you go? And were you an early developer, or did you hit your straps later on in the piece?
So I played all my junior football at St Kilda City. And as I said, I've come through the Sandy program when it started with Bailey as well, who's next to me. So, it's a great footy program, and hopefully we can go all right in finals. But we're not looking like we're going well today, so hopefully we can come out in the second half and do a little bit better.
Now, I was just looking at the ladder at the moment. You're sitting third prior to today, and a loss could be a bit costly. It could put you around that 4th or 5th region.
I saw that as well. So, if a few results don't go our way, then we could end up finishing 5th, and
maybe,
then we have to play next week in the wild card round. So, hopefully we can come out and do a bit better in the second half.
So what's involved with your rehab, Joel, with your ankle there? What are you doing at the moment for it?
So I've just been doing I've been able to focus on building up my strength. So I've been going to the gym a lot and doing a fair bit of weights to try and build some strength, and then also to try and keep a bit of fitness up. I've been doing a fair bit of swimming and bike riding. So, just trying to get myself ready for day one of pre-season next year. So,
Okay. And like you did mention that there's a chance that you could be a top ager if nothing comes your way this year. Who have you followed over the AFL in growing up there?
I've followed North Melbourne, so
Thought it might have been a chance of that happening.
Yeah.
Have you had a lot of involvement with the club itself?
I've had a little bit of involvement. So they've given me a few opportunities to experience what's going on down there. So it's they've been really good for me. So
have you trained much at all with the group?
I did a little bit of training in the pre-season. So I was injured in the last year's pre-season as well. So I was lucky enough to do my rehab there. So they were really good with getting me back for the start of this season. So but it's been good eye opener to see what happens at the next level. So.
And what about any word from player managers in relation to next year?
No, not really. I haven't actually signed with anyone yet, so I'm just going to hold that off and wait and see what the outcome is. But that will probably happen later down the track. So,
no worries. And how have you seen Sandringham's year so far? They started a bit slower, didn't they? And they've always got that schoolboy footy that impacts on the list each year, haven't they? But they've strengthened well towards the end of the season, haven't they, to sit in third space as we speak?
They did really well this year when all the schoolboys were away. They did really well with scraping through a fair few wins and setting us up in a good position on third on the ladder. So I think it might take a few games for us to sort of click back together because everyone's come back from all different teams of footy. So, but as we've seen the last 2 years, once we've hit the finals, that's when we've started to get going. And we've won the premiership 2 years ago and then lost the grand final by a kick last year. So, anything can really happen. But we've definitely got the talent to take it all the way. But we just got to start gelling a bit more together. So
and you went without the footy a few times, I've noticed today, but some of your foot skills around the ground look superb at times. They've just got to get that consistency throughout your play throughout each quarter, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. We look to move the footy pretty well, but we've sort of struggled to get it inside the 50 a fair bit. We've sort of turned it over in the front half of the ground. So. All
right. Terrific, mate. Well, great to have you on TAC Cup Radio, Joel, and thanks for taking the time out. And good luck with your recovery, and hope, the rest is next to follow next year for you
Thanks,
and
mate.
Sandringham.
Cheers.
Good on you, Joel.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Are we going to have another chat to Bailey? Just working Bailey into the broadcast here. Okay, now Bailey, I'll just get your details off you, mate.
Oh, yeah, I'm a top ager. I'm number 5, captain of Sandy.
I was going to say, where are you today?
Oh, I'm injured. I've been injured for a little bit now,
Yeah.
Which is a bit disappointing. I've got sort of a Achilles bursitis in the back of my heel. Had it since January, so I played through it up until sort of this stage. It's got the better of me, so
All right.
pain, yeah.
So is that it for the season?
Well, I got a cortisone injection in it 2 days ago to try to speed it up, because if I didn't, it would be the end of my season. So I'm just trying to sort of speed it up a bit to try to play at the back end of the year.
And did you find anything happen apart from the cortisone? Any reaction to that?
Oh, nah, it's all good. So it's just a bit sorer than it was before. But yeah, hopefully in the next week or so, the cortisone can sort of kick in and help and get me on the right track.
Yeah. Now, you've been talked about, of course, this year, and what are your hopes and dreams for next year, Bailey?
I'd love to be drafted. That would be a big goal, but if not, then I just might come back as a 19-year-old at Dragons or play old Zavs. So
all right.
I'm pretty open and go to uni as well. So. Yeah.
And you junior footy, Bailey?
I played for East Malvern Knights.
East Malvern Knights.
Yep.
Okay.
So I played there up until about under 16. So then played school footy, just school footy since then, and a bit of Dragons. So.
Yep. What do you find the difference with TAC Cup compared to the school footy? What are the main?
I reckon it's a lot more open, because school footy is a lot more congested, because we have the density rules here at TAC Cup, and just the skill and speed at TAC Cup's a lot quicker than school footy, I reckon.
Okay. And you've probably got more talent around the park, I suppose, at TAC Cup level?
Yeah, you have a lot less time to dispose of the footy, and you just got to be a lot quicker, smarter, and react a lot faster than you do at school footy, because you'll get caught out. Yeah. And
overall, looking back at your year so far, how have you found your form?
Oh, it's been all right. I wish I could have played a few more games for the Dragons. I've only played the 2 games, but school footy was pretty good. And then obviously for Metro, we got the 3 wins there, so that was pretty good. Yeah. From that aspect, yeah.
All right, Bailey. Well, thanks for coming and joining us.
Really appreciate it. Cheers.
Really enjoyed the chat today,
Thank
and
you.
I wish you luck with the Achilles problem there.
Thank you.
And the draft next year, of course. You'll
Thanks
be
so
hanging
much.
out for that one.
Yeah, cheers, thanks.
No worries. Bailey Smith, of course, number 5, the captain of the Sandringham Dragons there. We'll take a break and come back for this second half, where Sandringham 139 trail Dandenong 6642.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football, and your number 1 AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Welcome back to Trevor Barker Beach Oval. At half-time, it is the Dandenong Stingrays 6-6-42 to the Sandringham Dragons 1-3-9. Big thanks to the Sandringham Dragons for allowing us the opportunity to chat to a couple of their star players. Not out on the park today, unfortunately, but will certainly be names that will be fancied over the next couple of months, Siobhan.
Joel Crocker, the son of Darren, who is currently coaching at my beloved North Melbourne, and Bailey Smith, who was really impressive, certainly through the championships and at the start of the TAC Cup season with the Sandringham Dragons, and will certainly feature pretty heavily in the draft, I think.
Certainly will. Someone with a lot of leadership experience as well.
Captained Vic Metro in the championship, so certainly has showed he has leadership qualities. Both seem like impressive young men as well. And
they could use both of them out on the parks today here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Unfortunately for Sandringham, just haven't been able to click into gear today, which means that they'll likely drop out of the top 4, which means that they'll be participating in the wild card round next weekend across Saturday and Sunday. All sides bar the top 4 sides will be competing with that, and it's 5th versus 12th, and then 6th v 11th, etc. in that order, and that will help determine who plays who in the elimination finals in 2 weeks' time. It's hard to believe that we're already talking about the finals campaign for 2018, and certainly a big month of footy. We've got a glimpse of it here today with the weather conditions. It's beautiful at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, and I don't think I've been able to say that too many times when we've travelled down here. Usually it's windy and overcast, but today it is sensational.
Perfect day for footy, and I love the idea of the wildcard round. It gives all teams that don't make the top 4 an opportunity to show what they have, and as we've seen this year, sides on their day can cause an upset and play really, really good footy. I'm not quite sure if we're going to see an upset here today with Dandenong Stingrays certainly in control of this game.
To get us underway for the 3rd term, here's Rick Morris.
Up they go in the middle of the ground. Rendell with the palm down. Sharked away by Frawley of Dandenong. No clear possession, but there'll be a free kick. Might have been over the shoulder. And Sandringham, that time through Churgwin. They'll boot it long. There's a kick downfield.
Ooh.
Dean, might have been a bit of a rabbit punch there, but out of bounds it goes. Well, sorry, the throw-in tapped in. Players just paddling around with it. No clear possession. Now Dandy get it back. Huswaite with the handoff. Again, trying to work it clear. This time it'll go out of bounds and we'll have a throw-in. and almost on centre wing in front of the Dandenong squad there. Smith and Rendell have had a good battle so far today.
Yeah, the ruck battle's been really even.
Now sharked quickly by Sandy over the top, running into trouble, but they've got numbers out wide if they can get it out. Here they come, streaming towards goal with a kick just offline there and through for a behind. Looked like Dean.
It's a really good passage of play. One of their best for the day, and unfortunately couldn't score a goal. That would have...
Stenning, this goal going to be turned over, intercepted by Sandringham. 3 against 1 over the back. They should be able to mop up this time through Reardon. Runs into trouble. Out to Cumming. This is a real problem here for Dandenong. They managed to just tap it out of trouble. Pretty lucky there. Stenning will butter up and give off the handball out wide to Huswaite. Been good again today. He'll work it on the left. Kick towards centre wing. Cottrell over the top. They tap it to Jai Taylor. And he got grabbed. Bit of a dust up here. Didn't like the rough treatment. They'll play on down towards the goals. Over the top it goes. Sandy get the numbers back. And they'll clear, but it's not out of trouble yet. They've got numbers around it, but now that's Jai Taylor having a shot on goal. And that's through. And after all that commotion, Dandenong get on the scoreboard. 1-4-10 Sandy. Dandenong 7-6-48, getting a commanding lead just inside 3 minutes into this third quarter.
Really, it's a repeat of the first half. Sandringham came out, went inside 50, and Dandenong mopped up beautifully, went down the other end and scored a goal. They're just really stamping their authority on this game, Dandenong. Sandringham need to take control in the midfield to be a chance to get back into this game.
Ball back in the middle. Dragons won the tap straight to the deck. And the tackle laid on by Huswaite to cause the stoppage. We'll get a ball up on the edge of the centre circle, favouring the Dragons, kicking to the right-hand side of our broadcast position. And they try and work it clear again, although the pressure immense from the Stingrays. They've just got so many numbers around the footy. And again, they're able to cause the stoppage. Still in the middle. Tap one down. Dragons working it by hand. They were looking for Stamatis on the outer side. He got the handball off quickly. They've got players out here if they can get it inside, attacking 50. One of them's King, got punched out of his hands. Stingrays follow the ball. Cottrell, hurried kick on the boot. Went the distance to Huswaite, put it further afield. Cottrell nearly ended up back in his possession. Boundary line, though, beat him and will throw it in half-back flank on the outer side for the Stingrays.
Although the ball hasn't been in the Sandringham Dragons forward line very often during the game, Matthew Cottrell is doing an absolutely fantastic job on Ben King.
Stocker gives the handball off to Denhambro, who sends it back inside, attacking 50 for the Dragons, and a good, strong, authoritative grab from King. Takes the mark on a 45-degree angle, about 35 metres out from goal. Needs to kick this.
My mistake before, I meant to say Matthew Cumming. He's done a great job on Ben King, but Ben King just took a brilliant mark opposed to Matthew Cumming.
So Ben King comes in. Right foot kick on its way has hit the woodwork. Sums up their day for the Sandringham Dragons.
They've missed a few easy chances, haven't they? Just would have kept them in touch.
They have.
Kick out from full-back. This is a contest. They bring it to ground. No clear possession. Getting numbers back. It worked back inside 50 there, Sandy, but Dandy with the numbers through Garn, who'll chip it. And that ball's intercepted nicely there. And Goddard, that looks like. I'll just pick him up. He'll kick long to centre half forward, and great mark out in front that time. And this time it is Rendell.
Is that a contender?
I'll nominate that as An AFL Drive Central
Executive
maintenance mark of the day.
Not quite the winner just yet, but it's in there. Good mark to Rendell, who's done most of the ruck work. Going to kick for goal, 40 metres out. Not a difficult kick today. Not a lot of breeze at all. And Rendell comes in, bit of an awkward off the booter, but he's put it through. The big fella gets his goal, and a much needed one to Sandringham. They move on to 2-5-17 to 7-6-48, a 31-point margin to Dandenong. This is on the NG scoreboard, and we're 7 minutes in to the third quarter on the Technica time clock.
Finally, reward for effort for the Sandringham Dragons, their first major since the opening term.
Came from a wonderful mark from James Rendell at 198 centimetres, 90 kilos. Great mark.
Back in the middle, Huswaite hunting the footy, is taken into the turf. The umpire says, give it to me, I will ball it up. Still in the middle of Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Ground in great condition. Dragons push it forward once again. A lot of yellow jumpers around though, and the Stingrays will clear through Young. Flick the handball out wide, followed up with the 1-2, but was under immediate pressure. Got caught, holding the ball in, and the umpire says he didn't get rid of it. Free kick going the way of George Gray. On the centre wing broadcast side, has a couple of options over the top, goes very close to the boundary line, just out of the grasp of Ralph Smith. The umpire says throw it in between centre wing and half forward, broadcast side. On the NG scoreboard, 2-5-17 Sandringham leading the Stingrays 7-6-48. Hurry kick on the boot is going to be taken by Garn. He goes wide with the kick to Young. Half-back flank now on the outer side. A kick in towards the corridor, pays off. Cottrell with speed. Through the middle, inside 50. Great transition work from the Dandenong Stingrays. They have a mark directly in front, about 35 metres out.
Their ball use is absolutely supreme. That was quick, fast ball movement, hit a target every time, and it's led to a mark inside 50. Absolutely brilliant.
And that mark is taken by Sam Sturt, who's lining up for goal number 2 for the Stingrays. Left foot kick, no dramas whatsoever. And talk about reward for effort. That was, as you said, Siobhan, a great passage of play and a great goal by the Stingrays and Sam Sturt, who has his second goal for the match.
And you'd think that he's become an important part of this Dandenong outfit. Just knows where the goals are, and he's a classy mover. So you'd expect after only playing a couple of games that he'll be in this lineup come final side.
That's what's so impressive about the Dandenong Stingrays. They bat so deep. They have so many players that just contribute a lot to the team.
Cottrell lost it. What umpire going to do here? He's going to penalise him. They'll play on and kick to a contest. They bring it to ground. There's Stenning again, working well this quarter. Oh, intercept. They'll have a shot towards the goal. King's after it. Goes towards the boundary line. Can he keep it in? He does well there. Oh, they've run in and out of trouble there. And a kick out in front was weighted beautifully by Hugo Ralphsmith out in front, and the mark has been taken. Is that Burns? Yes, It is. Ryan Burns.
Stingrays player that looks to be injured in the hands of the trainers.
Yeah, it's William Hamill.
Hamill, classy mover. Let's hope it's nothing too serious, but he's down still. And
play will be stopped.
Just holding up play.
Good decision.
In a lot of discomfort.
So, didn't quite see what happened with that knock.
No, but Matt's right. He looks not in a very good way.
He's on his side. Just saw his head pop up and he was talking to the trainers. He's on his side.
Both teams getting into a huddle.
So, Could be a bit of a back injury here.
I was going to say, it doesn't look any issue with the leg or anything like that, which is...
In a bit of pain all the same, so it is a back issue.
And I think they might be searching for the stretcher here
Yeah,
at
he's
Trevor
in a bit
Barker
of
Beach
pain.
Oval.
Never want to see a player go down with injury, and Will Hamill's had a really good year for the Dandenong Stingrays, an important member of their team, so let's hope that he is okay, but I think it may be a back injury with 4 trainers just surrounding him now to make sure he's all right.
So while we've got a bit of a pause here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, we'll give you the score once again. 8-6-54, the Dandenong Stingrays leading Sandringham 2-5-17. We may as well get the goal kickers whilst we've got this break in play, which has so far gone for about a minute and a half as he's slowly getting to his feet.
Up.
Which is positive. Siobhan, our goal kickers so far today.
Yes, 1 goal to James Rendell and 1 to George Gray for the Sandringham Dragons, and 1 to Jamie Plumridge, 1 to Jai Taylor, 1 to Finlay Bain, 1 to Campbell Huswaite, 2 to Bailey Williams, and 2 to Sam Sturt from the Dandenong Stingrays.
And the positive signs is he's on his feet coming from the ground, and most of his teammates ran up to give him a pat on the head, which is becoming common for footballers coming from the ground with severe injuries. We saw that a few weeks ago with Richmond and
Reece Conker.
So Ryan Burns comes in from directly in front and kicks it a little left through for behind. 2-6-18 to 8-6-54, a 6-goal margin to Dandenong. So the kick out from full-back will be a long one to a contest. Up they go. They bring it to ground over the top. Here's a go.
Oh,
another tackle that's just put them under the pump here. Players going down at the moment, and this time it's with Stocker.
Just shows how tough he is as a player. Got straight back after having his shoulder.
And kicks to Burns, who lost it. Spoiled. Inside it goes. The handball will have a snap on goal. Just touched and through for behind.
so 2-7-19, the Dragons move to on the NG scoreboard, trailing the Stingrays 8-6-54. We've travelled 13 minutes in the third term on the Technica time clock, but we had about a 2-minute pause with the injury to Williams.
Will Hamill.
Will Hamill, sorry. As Fletcher in the back pocket on the outer side. His kick will be intercepted by the Dragons, who want to centre the ball. Shergwin had time to gather, and they'll work it back down along the outer side, the Dragons. Bouncing ball awkwardly there for Ralph Smith. Over the boundary line on the full, came off his boot as a dribble towards the boundary line, and it was a free kick the way of the Stingrays, who go towards the centre wing. Pack flies, just goes over the back. Stingrays had numbers out. Cottrell's kick smothered, chasing after it. Chergwin on the half-back flank outer side for the Dragons. Was unable to get control of the footy. Now the Dragons do. High ball back towards the centre wing. Ball off hands. They just rush it down along that boundary line, and in the end it's seen over and out of play on that outer side between half forward and the centre wing.
The Dragons have certainly stemmed the bleeding in this quarter. They just have to start capitalising on their inside 50s and create some scoring opportunities.
Rendell won the tap down, but it was immediately into a pack, so we'll get another stoppage. Ball up between centre wing and half forward outer side.
Ball up, tapped by Cummings. Now they'll shark it through Stocker. They'll get it down towards half forward pocket. King gets it inside, just couldn't quite get the foot on it, and out of bounds it went. Getting involved a bit more now, King.
I was going to say, Sandringham probably dominating possession in this third quarter.
Definitely, they've just got to make the most of it.
Tap to the front. Burns looking to get the handoff, but we'll have a ball up. We're just next to the goal square here. Sandringham attacking. quick throw up. Tapped out. Again, no real possession. Good smother by Stenning. Paddles it forward. They're just 45 out from goal here. Fletcher got tackled. They should be able to get away with it here, Dandenong. They've got the numbers. Garn runs it out and kicks towards half forward over the top, but a good saving mark there by Watts. Got a good pair of hands on him, and he chips inboard, and he's got Richards. Richards goes wide or fumble. They'll be able to work it further afield through Worrell, and now centre wing it comes. In front of it there, Will Kennedy underneath the NG scoreboard, 18 to 54. Now I don't know which way he's going now. He's going back to the back pocket. Gee whiz, they're going to have to make something of this. Eventually it finds Richards, who dropped the mark. They're working it wider and wider as they go. They'll go wider again and hug the boundary. Oh dear. Eventually they get it out of there and take a run over the top it goes. There goes Little Grey. He goes over the top. He's got a man in McCasey who kicks towards the goal. And gee whiz, what an awkward passage of play that was.
Everything Sandringham have done today has been hard work.
Organised chaos, I think, is what you could call that. As the kick from Young goes towards the half-back flank on the outer side, the umpires said Huswaite pushed his opponent in the back, so Dragons get to reload. Can they be a little cleaner this time, going inside, attacking 50? King takes it on the half volley, gave the quick handball off. They work it back to half forward. Mopping up Forbes, flicks it inboard. High kick in the Rendell direction, got punched out of his hands by Young. To the deck, Stocker barrelling through, got claimed. The umpire says, we're going nowhere, I'm going to ball it up. About 30 metres out directly in front for the Dragons.
Holding off pretty well here, the Dragons. Oh, sorry, the Stingrays. Dandenong trying to clear, and they do this time again through Reardon. They'll work it out of trouble. McDonald goes long. He's got a man if he can hit him up in Bailey Smith. He taps it forward. Sandy get back to help out through Jones. Again, they can't get it out of there, and they've held up play. Both teams did fairly well there, and it's at half forward for Dandenong. Centre half forward.
The margin standing at 34 points. You feel that the Stingrays are starting to gain a bit of momentum, even though they haven't hit the scoreboard, dominating possession at the moment.
Now, kick out of trouble. This will favour Garn, who's been terrific again. Use his body. They'll break clear down towards half forward. Bedford runs onto it. He wheels around on the right, chips inboard over the top of Cumming, and Watts with the intercept, set up beautifully for him. He'll give it to Worrell. Or is that Forbes? Looking to play on and kick towards the scoreboard side of the ground. Ball spoiled. Sharked away by Lockie Young. They'll kick towards full forward. Another intercept mark to Sandy. They'll play on and go wide to a contest. Good spoil. And he got the juggler on there, Ralph Smith. And he kicks to a 2-on-1 to Stocker. Stocker did well, juggles it, runs off and kicks towards centre half forward. Oh, well done, Ben King. Was behind his man and got in front, and at the last minute took the mark, and he plays on inside 50.
Magnificent body work from Ben King.
Now the player with it's Hanrahan, Angus. Gus Hanrahan. He's going to kick from about 48 metres. That's Hayden Young on the mark. So it's going to take a decent kick.
He's backing himself.
He comes in Inside 50, kick connects well. Connects well, just offline, through for another behind. They're just not getting the results here. They're 2.9.21 to 8.6.54. And we are 21 minutes into this third quarter action.
Much better quarter from the Dragons, but just can't seem to get the result on the scoreboard, like you said, Rick.
Garn went to the outer side, but floating across, intercepting again was King. Gave the quick handball off. The entry inside 50 was poor. Mark taken by Cottrell for the Stingrays. Will send it back towards the outer side for Dandenong. Underneath it there is Foot, who takes the mark, pops it over the top, just overcooked the kick a little bit. They still have the numbers to work it out. The handball put in front of Taylor, gave the handball off to Cottrell, who kept running. Long ball from Cottrell. I think it's good. It's a goal. Cottrell gets the goal. 9.660 the Stingrays move to on the NG scoreboard. The Sandringham Dragons 2.9.21, and after dominating possession for the Dragons, that kills them.
I think that's the final dagger. Angus Hanrahan had a shot, missed, sucked the momentum, I think, a bit out of the Sandringham Dragons, and Matthew Cottrell goes down the other end to kick his first.
He kept running too off half-back, which was impressive. They're going forward again. Williams over the top. Inside 50, Sturt, settles, hits the woodwork. So they move to 9.7.61, and they lead by 40 points here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, the Stingrays. 2.9.21 the Dragons, 22 in to the third term on the Technica time clock.
Watts is going to kick to centre half back, and he's kicked it to Williams, who brings it to ground. Play on is the call. Over the back, little handout by Stamatis. Again, they can't break away. Dandy with the pressure on, starting to really assert their authority. They kick it towards the square. Have they got numbers? They've got numbers around it. McDonald has the shot around the corner for an AFL Draft Central goal of the day. That's another one, similar to Plumridge's goal earlier. And McDonald, with the goal, kicks them away to a commanding lead here. 2.9.21 the Dragons, and it will straighten up that Dandenong scoreboard. They've kicked their 10th.
Should be 10.7.67.
67, and we're 23 minutes into this third quarter on the Technica time clock.
Just too good.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You can only hold them off for a certain amount of time before they will apply the stranglehold once again.
Yeah, putting the foot down now. Cottrell takes it centre wing, broadcast side. Will flick the handball to Young. High ball towards 50. Pat collides. Fall of the ball, but pushed off it was Goddard. Ball tracking towards the boundary line on the broadcast side. Dragons get a hurried kick away. Huswaite sitting underneath it. Ball was touched off the boot, so play on. Huswaite got a high tackle, or later high tackle.
Ooh,
Thought he was playing the ball.
So did I.
that's interesting.
Free kick going to McCasey on half-back. Tracks backwards for the Dragons, who run it across the face of goal in the hands of Worrell. High ball. Intercepting, though, Lockie Young.
They read the play so well, the Stingrays.
Young's kick inside 50, almost intercepted by Stocker, who kept going, gains possession, puts it onto the boot, punched out of the hands, and the umpire says advantage to be paid. Siren sounds as Garn got the kick away. And that's three-quarter time here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, and it sees the Stingrays 10.7.67 leading the Sandringham Dragons 2.9.21. It's just been a dominant, well, not a dominant performance from the Stingrays, but doing what good sides do, but not doing it at 100%. I reckon, similar to what you've been saying, Rick, after last week's performance for the Stingrays, where they were a little off, I think they've still got another gear that they could go here today. Would that be a
Yeah,
fair
that's
comment?
a fair call. I thought Sandringham were really good that quarter. They just couldn't capitalise on the scoreboard. They kicked 1 goal 6 that quarter, so just shows you how much more play they had in that quarter. So, yeah, you've got to just they've got to just get better use inside 50, the Dragons, because it's costing them at the moment.
Sandringham did have a little bit of momentum, and they played really well in that third quarter, but gee, the Dandenong Stingrays are just super impressive. They read the play well, they use the ball well, their ball movement is one of the best sorts of ball movement. It's quick, it's accurate, it's exactly what a top side does, and they've been impressive once again today.
Our goal kickers to three-quarter time, please, Siobhan.
For the Sandringham Dragons, their 2 goal kickers are 1 to James Rendell and 1 to George Gray. And for the Dandenong Stingrays, 1 to Jamie Plumridge, 1 to Jai Taylor, 1 to Finlay Bain, 1 to Campbell Huswaite, 1 to Lachlan McDonnell, 2 to Bailey Williams, 1 to Matthew Cottrell, and 2 to Sam Sturt with 10 goal kickers.
We'll take a break at three-quarter time. It is 10-7-67. The Dandenong Stingrays leading the Dragons 2-9-21.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practice, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. School wear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here for the final quarter here at Trevor Parker Beach Oval on taccup.com.au and TAC Cup Radio. It is the Dandenong Stingrays 10-7-67 leading the Dragons 2-9-21. A convincing performance so far from the Stingrays, who have locked in the minor premiership. We wait to see now, depending on results around the grounds over the course of this weekend, where Sandringham will fall. But
it looks like they'll fall to 5th or 4th. But for that to happen, Oakley would have to beat GWV, which is very likely at the moment.
Rebels up there at Mars Stadium, 2 o'clock this afternoon.
And
Murray Bushrangers, I think, was the other one that was...
Murray Bushrangers are up against the Knights, so...
And that's tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Norm Minns Oval.
Very interesting.
There is another game that's currently running, started an hour after ours today, up at Mars Stadium. Geelong taking on the Calder Cannons. And it is a 9-point lead currently to the Falcons, 4-11-35 to 4-2-26. So
talk about wasting opportunities.
Inaccuracy costing the Geelong Falcons up there.
They were super impressive last week against the Stingrays. And if you're putting Dandenong as the benchmark of the competition, which I think we all are, they pushed them right to the end of the game. But when Dandenong click into another gear, they were really difficult to stop. And Sandringham have done all right in that third term. They were a lot more competitive, but it's hard to put a team as good as Dandenong under a lot of pressure to force turnovers. They're the ones putting you under pressure, forcing you to turn the footy over. And gee, do they make you pay when you turn the footy over?
Nicholson Finance Player of the Day is going to be an interesting one today.
Yeah, it's pretty even, isn't it, at the moment? So no real standouts, but I think we'll have different votes today. Nearly guarantee it.
It's just a mixed bag of lollies at the moment. Someone can put their hand up in this final term. I reckon they might just be able to claim it.
I've really enjoyed the work of Corey Watts for the Sandringham Dragons. He's been their rock and their pillar in defence. And I think the scoreboard would be a bit more heavily weighted to the Stingrays if Corey Watts wasn't playing for the Dragons. So he's done a great job in defence today.
So the Stingrays enter the final term in firm control here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. They're 10-7-67, leading Sandringham 2-9-21. Umpire just waiting for the field to clear. Holds the ball in the air to get us underway for the final term. Here's Rick Morris.
Up they go. The 2/28s do battle. Stocker trying to work it out of the ruck. Foot's underneath it, all tied up. We'll have another ball up. Smith up against Rendell. Smith taps to the front. Foot to Hayden Young, who goes wide. Bedford picks it up. Over the top he goes to McDonald. McDonald straightens it up towards centre half forward. He's got a man there in Cottrell. They'll work it to open space, and here's Sturt. He's a real opportunist, Sam Sturt.
Lining up for his third, kicked 3 goals last week. So he'd be matching his great effort from last week.
He just reads the play and finds space. He was 20 metres in the clear then. He's going to kick from 40 metres out. Not much of an angle at all. And Sam Sturt comes in on the left, kicks clean and beautifully through for another one. That's his third highest goal kicker on the ground so far today. So they move on to 11-7-73, the Dandenong Stingrays to 2-9-21. Commanding lead here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval.
I've mentioned it before, but it is his third game of TAC Cup football. He's certainly got a really bright future ahead. And as you mentioned before, Rick, reads the play really well and is a strong mark and really lets the team down with his goal kicking.
Ball back in the middle. Dragons just bobbling it around in their hands at the moment. That was Reynolds. An up and under kick, won't go any distance. Foot. And the umpire was a little hot on the whistle there, I thought. And the umpire says, give it to me, I will ball it up.
Foot took advantage there and then dropped the ball.
I didn't think it had gone enough distance personally. I suppose my opinion doesn't really matter. I'm not the one with the whistle as the Dragons push the ball towards the broadcast side. They have the mark here through Burns. Stops, props, assesses, goes wide. Kennedy takes the mark, sends it long inside 50. Pack collides. The Dragons have been able to work it out here. A dribbling goal there from Hanrahan. And he puts through his first and the Dragons third. They move to 3-9-27 on the NG scoreboard, trailing the Stingrays 11-7-73 as we tick towards 3 minutes in the final term on the Technica time clock, Siobhan.
Unfortunately for the Dragons, it's a little bit too little too late. But that was a good goal from Angus Hanrahan. Bit of an opportunist goal. Good work.
Ball out of the middle. They get the handball out, Dandy, and just work it around that centre square area, but we'll have a ball up. Rendell gets it out. Kicked forward by Bain. Over the top to Sturt, who lost it. Watts butters up, and we've got a shot on goal around the corner, and Taylor is just offline. We've had a few shots around the corner today, Dandy. Probably should have kicked that one.
And again, great pressure inside, attacking 50 to turn the ball over.
So, long kick by Forbes down to centre half back. Oh, well done. Oh, the kick smothered. It'll just allow LaGrice in for the moment. Worrell gets off the handball. He's got support. They'll work around through Seaton. He was smothered. Gang tackling at half back. They did well there. And Dandenong held up play beautifully.
Dandenong Stingrays reminds me a lot of Richmond in the AFL. They are just relentless with their pressure. They force turnovers. They're a very strong unit.
And well structured too.
Probably use the ball even better than Richmond.
Same colours too. Just no sash. Ball back underway, forward pocket as it's chipped out. Again, another intercept mark, this time foot. Goes long inside 50, front spot, good. Grab Stephen Cumming. Directly in front, about 30 metres out from goal.
Strong mark from Stephen Cumming, and his brother Matthew has done a great job on Ben King today. Both very tall, Stephen at 199 centimetres, Matthew at 198 centimetres.
He comes in, should be no dramas. And goal umpire did not move. That's his first. The Stingrays move to 12-8-80 on the NG scoreboard, leading the Dragons 3-9-27. We've ticked over 5.5 minutes in the final term on the Technica time clock.
Yeah, good kick from Cumming, and he's a strong lad. Very versatile type, Stephen Cumming.
Their forward options, the Dandenong Stingrays, are all so dangerous. Bailey Williams, Matthew Cumming, Sam Sturt now, Jack Toner, even a small forward roaming around. They're dangerous.
Now, Rendell will clear from the centre, and he's got a man down there, and he plays on Burns, and he kicks very wide, but he puts it out in front of King, who takes the mark under the kiosk.
Good mark.
Probably a tight angle, but he did find some space and it was well delivered.
That's better ball movement from the Dragons. We just haven't seen that enough today.
So King, who hasn't scored today, and he puts his first on the board, Ben King, and another goal to Sandringham. There hasn't been too many of them. And what does that move them on to?
That moves them to 4-9-33 on the NG scoreboard.
Yep, they were a bit quick on the scoreboard there for me. 4-9-33 to 12-8-80. And we're 7 minutes into this final quarter on the Technica time clock.
Stingrays will look to clear through Bedford. Pops it into a bit of space on the broadcast side. Beat Bain. Waiting out the back was Watts. Eventually they work it by hand to Richards, who got caught, turned the ball over. Handball inboard was risky for the Stingrays. They just muddled that up. Bain unable to take it cleanly before it rolled over the boundary line and out of play. Again, that pressure coming into effect from Dandenong. So he gets set for a week off before the elimination finals in 2 weeks' time, which we'll be covering here on TAC Cup Radio and the live stream on taccup.com.au. We've got wildcard week next week and 4 matches, where 5th plays down to 12th, as we should get another stoppage here between centre wing and half forward broadcast side for Dandenong. They're 12-8-80, leading the Dragons 4-9-33 on the NG scoreboard. 8 gone, final term, Technica time clock. Ball pushed back towards the boundary line on the broadcast side. It was sent inboard. LaGrice went to ground. Richards unable to take clean possession, kept paddling it in front of himself. Plumridge applying pressure, goes back in after it, dishes the handball off. Just trying to work it by hand. Cottrell on the outside, gains possession, kicks it around his body, inside 50, bouncing ball. Worrell in front of Williams. Worrell got the handball away, but it was intercepted. A little too hot there from Toner. Dribbles over the boundary line and out of play in front of Frawley.
Now, there's a player that's caught my eye for Dandenong today who's not one of the regular mentions on our coverage, and Cottrell. Matthew Cottrell has played a very good game, and he is a classy mover, just adding to that extra depth in their midfield. Looking the goods today. Back to LaGrice, who'll clear towards centre half forward. Bailey Smith put the hand up, but it was sharked nicely by Frampton. Frampton inside the centre square. It should be cleared here. There's Cottrell again. He gets on that right boot, down towards the coming direction. Spoiled. Watts mops up. He gets a grubber, but it found the little fella in Georgie Gray. And Gray will just steady it up. He's got a man over the outer side, but didn't use him. Comes inside, and Forbes will go to Watts. Watts, he'll switch now, and he'll kick long. He's got a man out deep, and that's a nicely weighted kick. And a nice take by Worrell, who'll get it back. Gives it across, out in front of Seaton. Seaton just dribbles it further afield, but great pressure again by the Stingers, just to hold them up. They'll get it out through Williams. They've got some runners here. They just need an open handball here, and over the top it'll go. Oh, great tackle. Just held them up. But now Hayden Young with the left boot over the top, and there's coming again in the middle of the goal square. Runs on and kicks the goal. Good move by Hayden Young. Cummings with his second.
Second this quarter.
Going deep into the goal square area. Just gives them another option with Bailey Williams going into the ruck now.
Big mistake from the Sandringham Dragons to leave Stephen Cumming standing in the goal square by himself, unopposed. You just knew that ball was going to go out the back to him, and good kick from Hayden Young, good decision. And Stephen Cumming gets on the end of his second.
Ball back in the middle, and we should get a secondary ball up from the stoppage.
Now Smith goes forward after doing most of the ruck today. Oh,
a big leap there from Williams, who's been thrown into the middle. Cottrell applying the pressure on Richards as they chase after the ball on the outer side. Richards got there first, but was brought down by Cottrell. Ball over the boundary line and out of play. You're on the money with Cottrell, Rick. He's been very impressive today for the Stingrays.
What's also great for the Stingrays is Campbell Huswaite's had a fairly quiet game, and usually he's one of their best and most dominant players, but lots of other players have stood up in his quieter patch today.
Ball just bobbling around centre wing out of side. Dragons try to release the handball. Richards again. Puts it towards the broadcast side where Stamatis takes the mark. Puts it out in space. On the lead, taking the mark. King goes inside, attacking 50 with the kick. Contest brought to ground. Mopping up, running through was Frampton for the Stingrays. They work it by hand towards half-back cleanly. And now we'll find Cottrell in plenty of space, centre wing out of side. Takes one bounce, puts it inside, attacking 50, and a good grab taken by Bain. Again, great transition movement off half-back from Dandenong. Sets up another scoring opportunity. The kick inboard was searching for Sturt, got punched out of his hands at the last minute. The umpires picked out a high tackle.
Foot.
And he will get the free kick and a shot for goal on a slight angle 40 metres out.
Again, Cottrell went to the left that time and beautiful foot skills. Found his man.
So Foot
Is known to go forward and kick a few goals, but predominantly in the midfield. Zach Foot, classy player.
the flashy yellow boots. He got very close to the man on the mark. Up and under kick, landing in the goal square. Williams flew, sitting out the back with Schmidt. He's just put it through for a minor score, hitting the padding of the goal post.
The idea was right with the banana there, but just didn't execute.
13-9-87 Stingrays leading Dragons 4-9-33 on the NG scoreboard. 13.5 in on the Technica time clock.
Richards works it out from Watts. Down towards, they're hugging the boundary line. Smith did well to win it back to Huswaite. Over to Bedford. Over it goes to Bain. He chips it inboard, but missed his target. Here's a chance through Rendell. He goes wide. Have they got enough around the footy? They do.
Good take.
And great work. They've pumped it forward, down towards a one-on-one. King over the back. But they've mopped up through Lockie Young. And was that deliberate? Gee whiz. That looked fairly deliberate for mine. And we'll have a ball in, close to the goals. So we're only 15 metres out from the goal. They get it to the front through King. Dandy with numbers. They'll clear and kick towards half-back foot. Good spoil the Grice. They'll wheel towards goal there and out in front of King. Ball was spoiled. Defenders have been terrific today for Dandenong. And we'll have a ball up. Frampton, Garn, all been good. Ball up, centre half forward for Sandringham, sharked away by Bedford. Gets it long towards half forward, Bain, another one who's done okay today. Paddles it, gets on the left, this is dangerous to Williams. Out in front, but a good intercept that time. That was taken out in front to Worrell. So having a good quarter. He's found Shergwin. He'll go wide to Watts, who's been good. Watts will work it inboard. Richards, by hand, gets it back, over the top. They've just got to sit it up nicely, but great tackling there by Bedford. Just held them up. They'll turn it over through Cottrell to Bedford. Out the back door it comes. Now they'll have it through Young. Young's kick was smothered and out of bounds it goes.
We're 16 minutes into the last quarter, and yet the Dandenong Stingrays' pressure has not wavered.
Been a consistent four-quarter effort from the Stingrays, and even though they probably didn't have much to play for, given the top spot's already been sewn up, they haven't released their foot off the throttle, and they're back inside attacking 50. They were searching for Sturt. Mopped up, though, in the end by the Dragons. Seaton flicked the ball out wide to Worrell. His kick went over the head of Forbes, over the boundary line and out of play.
If there's one area the Sandringham Dragons need to work on, especially coming from this game, is their ball use. They've turned it over many times, but also it may be the perceived pressure of the Dandenong Stingrays, but their ball use has been poor today.
Cumming went to ground in the ruck contest. Umpire said play on. Hurried kick away from the Dragons. Again, Stingrays with a lot of numbers around the footy. Unable to work it clear. Now Stocker. Long ball towards centre half forward. Good grab taken by Hanrahan on a slight angle about 45 metres out from goal. Got a good look of it straight down the barrel.
He's been impressive today, lining up for his second goal.
Yeah, kicked one earlier in this final term for the Dragons. Right foot kick on its way, splits the middle. So Hanrahan gets his second for this quarter. The Dragons get their fifth. They move to 5-9-39 on the NG scoreboard. Trailing the Dandenong Stingrays 13-9-87 as we head towards 18 minutes in the final term on the Technica time clock.
The second half has been better, Sandringham. Got a bit more on the scoreboard. They only had one goal up to half time. Now we've got ball up. Cumming goes into the ruck. They went without it. Bit of a high tackle, and Stocker will take the free kick in the middle of the ground.
He hasn't given up, has he?
No, he's played a good game. Good, solid lad. Will kick long. Out in front of King. Takes the juggler. Half forward. It's too far out to score, and he'll go short to a lead, but good spoil over the back by Young. Ball still in play. Bit of a high one, and a free kick. I think that might be Cherwin. We'll have a look at it. Yeah, it is Cherwin. Inside, just inside the boundary line, under the social club. Going to be a tricky kick. He's going to have to come around the corner. And he does that. Comes in, brings it back. Looks good. That is an AFL Draft Central goal of the day. I think we've got a winner. And Cherwin from the boundary. That's an absolute ripper. Curls it back on the right and puts it through. And just getting some respectability back on the scoreboard here, Sandringham. So the Dandenong Stingrays 13-9-87 to Sandringham 6-9-39.
That is the AFL Draft Central goal of the day, I think. Tucked up against the boundary. Really good goal from Darcy Cherwin.
And if you want a bit of positivity for the Dragons, they're currently winning this final term by 4 points with their 4 goals so far. As it's moved wide for the Stingrays, McDonald. They'll go inside attacking 50. Williams with the fly at the back. Ball came to the ground. Finley Bain puts it through.
His second.
And the quick reply, 14-9-93. The Stingrays move to Dragons 6-9-45 on the NG scoreboard as we hit the 20-minute mark in the final term on the Technica time clock. And that goal now means that the Stingrays are winning the final term by 2 points.
Although Finlay Bain has only kicked 2 goals for this match, he has been really, really impressive.
Yep.
At 177 centimetres, 68 kilos, he provides a lot of pressure, a lot of run, a lot of chase, and he's an excellent small forward for the Stingrays.
Back towards the Sandringham forward line it goes, bringing it to ground. Now it'll be sharked away this time, kicked around the body. Ball brought to ground. And ball rushed through from behind. So Garn to kick out. He'll kick along to the outer side to a contest. They've got numbers here, Sandringham, if they can bring it down, and they do through Stocker. Gives it to King, who'll have a shot on goal towards the forward line, but a good intercept mark. Oh, must have been touched. Play on's a call. Hayden Young gives it off. Huswaite will get it out of trouble. And it looks like Lockie Young under the social club there. Kicks out and Worrell spoils. So at half forward here for Sandringham.
Ball back into play. As it goes inside attacking 50. The Stingrays will try and work it clear once more. In the back pocket on the broadcast side here, Dandenong. With a comfortable lead as there's been a incident inside 50. One of the Dragons players has gone down.
A few trainers surrounding that player now.
And we might get another stoppage here by the looks of things.
All of the players are converging into a
just wondering.
Huddle. Doesn't look too good, does it?
No, and I missed actually what happened as the player is getting to his feet. That's King, Ben King. And they're going to walk him straight off into the pocket boundary, so we won't be seeing him again today, even though we have only got a couple of minutes left on the Technica time clock in this final term.
Let's hope he is okay.
Of course, his brother Max did a ACL earlier in the year. Both fancied high draft picks in 2018.
Quality players. We saw Ben playing in the back line earlier in the year. Now he's gone up forward and played very good footy in the forward line.
So ball back underway. We're on the centre wing. Just a hot footy. Sturt got it out. A little toe poke kick was effective from McDonald. Gets it to the centre wing broadcast side for Dandenong where it's all wrapped up. And we will get a ball up. Centre wing on the broadcast side. We tick down towards the final siren here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Been a fantastic morning of footy in terms of the weather conditions, and if you're a Stingrays follower, been a fairly good morning for them as well, as the umpire says Seaton was holding the footy. So a free kick will go the way of the Dandenong Stingrays.
Epitomises the Stingrays, doesn't it? 1 minute left on the clock, still tackling.
As it goes to Williams, centre half forward. Has a man inside 50 who I thought was being held. The umpire said no, play on. Cottrell will see it over the boundary line and out of play. And appealing there was Jack Toner, seeking the boundary line.
Extremely unlucky not to get a free kick, I think.
Very unlucky. As it'll be tossed back into play. Forward pocket on the broadcast side for the Stingrays. The outer side, I should say. Just bobbling around. They get it to Richards to the Dragons. His kick inboard, hits up Stamatis. Goes out wide with the kick. Stocker gives the handball off quickly to Burns. High ball towards half forward on the outer side. Big fly. Ooh. And infringing the contest was Schmidt. Which means a free kick will go the way of the Dragons. And that looks like it's McCasey out there. Given the hurry up, goes inside 50 with the kick as it dribbles over the boundary line. Doesn't matter though, as the siren sounds here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval to conclude the game. With the scores at 14-9-93, the Dandenong Stingrays, 6-10-46. The Sandringham Dragons is just enjoying the sun out. Rick Morris heading to the...
Beautiful conditions out here, Matt. Got a bit of a awkward line, I think, but I'll have to try and bring one or two of these players back towards us.
Let's see how we go. As while we wait, we'll grab the goal kickers from Siobhan.
For the Stingrays, 3 goals to Sam Sturt, 2 goals to Finlay Bain, Bailey Williams and Stephen Cumming, and singles to Jamie Plumridge, Jai Taylor, Campbell Huswaite, Lachlan McDonald and Matthew Cottrell. And for the Sandringham Dragons, 2 goals to Angus Hanrahan and singles to James Rendell, Ben King, George Gray and Darcy Churgwin.
The AFL Draft Central Player Watch today, Siobhan. How did it track for the 2 players?
Liam Stocker was
Good game,
really good all day for the Sandringham Dragons, probably their most influential midfielder, really tough and hard in the contest as always.
As if we can pick up Rick, we might head out as he's got one of our players for AFL Victoria. Here's Rick Morris out on the ground.
Yes, we've got Matthew Cottrell here. Matthew, great win again. It was a little bit more polished than last week, I thought.
Yeah, obviously the conditions helped, and the ground's really good, so outside runners was really good today, so yeah, that's what helped.
And you've got a lot of on-ballers in this Dandenong unit. Where did you fit in today? What was your role?
My role's wing, half forward. We kind of just swap all day, so yeah, pretty much the long endurance runners on our outside, so give us plenty of run.
And it helped your tools as well today, didn't it? A bit as opposed to last week's windy and wet condition.
Yeah, obviously last week was tough going, getting it in there. I think we messed around with it a bit too much through the middle half of the ground, so it's good to get along today, give Baz a good jump at it.
And it was a fairly solid effort and even effort right across the board from your boys.
Yeah, absolutely. The past 2 weeks we've been tested early on. We've come out strong start, which was what we aimed for today.
All right, mate. We'll go and enjoy the win with the boys, and great win and good game yourself.
Thanks, Rick. Cheers.
No worries.
Thank
Matthew Cottrell.
Thank you to Rick Morris out on the ground with certainly a player to keep our eyes on today, or caught our eye, and will be one to keep an eye on throughout the final series, no doubt, for the Dandenong Stingrays, who now have a weekend off, given that they finished on top of the TAC Cup ladder, and we have our wild card round next week, which will see 5th take on 12th, 6th take on 11th, 7th take on 10th, and 8th take on 9th. Those games next Saturday and Sunday, followed by the elimination finals the week after. A busy couple of weeks in the TAC Cup land as we head towards the end of the season. Back to the AFL Draft Central Player Watch. Siobhan?
The other player that we were looking at today is Campbell Huswaite for the Dandenong Stingrays. I thought it was one of his quieter games. We've seen him quite a few times playing for the Stingrays, and he's been probably their best player on the day. But he kicked one goal, played as a midfielder, also went in attack a few times, and he was really impressive and really tough and hard, but a bit more quiet today than he usually is.
All right, let's, as we begin to wrap things up here from Trevor Barker Beach Oval, whilst we wait for Rick to make his way back to the commentary position, we'll get the goal kickers one final time, please, Siobhan.
For the Dandenong Stingrays, 3 goals to Sam Sturt and 2 goals to Finlay Bain, Bailey Williams and Stephen Cumming, and singles to Plumridge, Taylor, Huswaite, McDonnell and Matthew Cottrell. And for the Sandringham Dragons, 2 goals to Angus Hanrahan and singles to Rendell, King, Gray and Churgwin.
The AFL Draft Central goal of the day.
The goal of the day was late in the game to Darcy Churgwin, around the corner from the boundary, terrific kick for goal for Sandringham.
And the executive maintenance marker of the day went to
James Rendell.
Fisher McCasey.
Okay.
Was not far out from the grandstand here in front of us. Terrific contested mark, was the best mark for sure today. Great effort.
Which leads us now to the Nixon Finance Player of the Day. Who wants to open the bowling?
I can
that?
open the bowling.
Yep.
I will give 1 vote to Corey Watts from the Sandringham Dragons. He was really impressive in defence, took plenty of marks, started a lot of their attacks and was just a brick wall done in defence. Really impressive game from him. 2 votes I gave to Matthew Cumming for his job on Ben King today. King only kicking the 1 goal, and although the ball wasn't in the Dragons forward line very much, he did a brilliant job on one of the most dominant forwards that we've seen in the TAC Cup this year in Ben King. I've given 3 votes to Sam Sturt for his 3-goal effort. For his 3rd game, he just continues to blossom, kicked 3 goals last week. looked really impressive up forward for the Stingrays, and I've given 4 votes to the man that Rick interviewed before, Matthew Cottrell. He stated before he was playing on the wing and playing in the half-forward position, kicked 1 goal, but was really impressive, racked up plenty of the ball, was really good all day for the Stingrays.
Rick?
Thought it was a bit of a raffle here, but we've gone fairly similar. Dandenong had players winning all over the ground today.